Hello and welcome to Farthest Frontier. So, I'm still waiting for patch 0.9.7, I believe, to come out before we then eventually get the full version 1 to come out. So I'm holding off and as long as I can to do a complete restart, but at this stage I don't know if that's going to happen. Everything's falling apart. I don't know what's going wrong. I've done things and it's yeah, I don't know if I've broke the game now. I mean, everyone's complaining that they're not getting paid, or there's not. Well, a lot of these people are unhappy because there's no spirituality. That's because the people who are supposed to do the jobs are saying we're not getting paid. The soldiers have been leaving because they haven't been getting paid. So I don't know where all the money's been going. I mean, I spent quite a bit of gold down here to upgrade, what is it, the foundries, I think they are? Yes, that's a smelter at the minute. Then it gets upgraded to a smeltery. So it goes from a foundry to a smeltery. Okay. So yes, this could be a problem because it keeps saying that people are leaving. It's like, if I get a private army coming after me, I don't think we'll survive at all. Oh, it's true. It's quite bizarre that you get, like, the soldiers don't, like, hold off. And they don't just, like, turn into labourers or anything. They literally seem to leave. I don't know what happened there. That's interesting. Are they dying of old age, or... I mean, how are we doing for food? There's no point looking there. I mean, I've got like a lot less grain than I used to. And all I did is I just shut off one field because I just had too much. Yeah, so I don't know why all of these have suddenly started showing green like bars above their heads. And now we've got everybody suddenly cheerful, so I don't know what's going on here. Everything seems to hinge on that itty bitty bit of gold that everybody wants. Because I mean, the rat catchers weren't doing anything. The spiritual folks, they weren't doing anything, and now all of a sudden it's like all is good in the world. What the heck happened there? I was seriously beginning to think the game was just going to end. It's bizarre. Anyway, speaking of bizarre, so I've got a lot of spare labourers at the minute for some reason. Presumably certain things are closed down. Hold on a tick. Hold. How come that's working again? I mean, there hasn't been any hot fixes and yet all of a sudden this is working. I was in a real pickle before because the... so I'm not going to check this one. This is weird. That one's still doing it. That one's still saying production is halted. Because it goes back to you've got resources and you can put a limit on how much you want to gather of that resource. And then I think it makes a lot of sense because otherwise your storage facilities just get clogged up and then you can't store other things in them. So I had a cap on how much coal was going to get produced. So then you started getting these warnings like, oh yeah, production's now halted, there's just too much coal. Now, I did have a big problem where I couldn't find a way to fix these deep mines. Nobody was going back to the deep mines. Things like the, so one of these like charcoal makers, or charcoal kilns. I was finding if I moved the building and then moved it back, that would fix the problem, but you can't move mines. So I had to rebuild a mine. Put it off for these ones because they're just going to be very expensive. Let's have a look. If we want to do resources, so yeah, one of these it's about 1,000 gold plus the heavy tools, and you don't get your things back if you destroy something. So that is odd. Why is that one now come back? whereas the other one over here has not. I'm suddenly intrigued. So I take 16 people out and say I don't want anybody in here. And put 16 people in. Nope. If I say I'm going to halt and unhalt, and I can't click on it. It's funny because it's not saying that there's. Normally the building actually tells you that it's halted. Let's go and see if I can find another one where it's halted. I'm not seeing one because there are other facilities. Why did I stop stone? Maybe it was because I was running out of people. Oh no, it's not. It's because it's over here. That's it. I'm trying to get people to pick up the stone because I ended up in a real problem where these walls, people couldn't get into the walls to fix them. So I had this constant reminder that something couldn't be repaired. So apparently that needs to be built. So I've got to hold on that because I'm trying to get them to use that stone there. That makes a bit more sense now. And why is nobody using the wagon? These are confusing questions and I don't know. In which case I can breathe a sigh of relief, I think, at least for now. And then get back to doing some terraforming. I mean, I would have done this sort of stuff just in the background because it's kind of boring to watch and boring to do, quite frankly, but I seriously thought the game was just going to completely break and that was it. That was going to be the end of the playthrough. So, for some strange, bizarre reason, things are still working. And that's a good thing. I'm just saying, it's a good thing. Speaking of good things, then I need to get this lot done. Then, since we're in that spirit, I better get them working on this. Well, I'm already doing stuff over there. Let's go from say there to there, because basically what I'm trying to do is to flatten this area here. I want this to be a sheer cliff. I want people to have to wind their way up and down this cliffside here. And then in theory it'll be harder for anybody to attack. Let's have a look. Let's get him to do that. So I mean that's actually quite low in comparison. I'm trying to get the level to be about maybe this height. Yeah, maybe this height. So I mean that's already pretty flat. So it's going to be a lot of work to flatten that. And I'm trying to be extremely careful. I mean, the road there looks a bit suspicious that people can actually get up it, but I want to leave that well alone. I don't want, because if it breaks, that's it. It causes all sorts of problems. People can't get to where they need to get to. It's a problem. Apparently people starve if they can't get to where they need to be. Along with other problems. In the meantime, this is plan B. I'm trying to provide an alternate path along here. The idea is that I'll have towers up here to take pot shots at invaders. I'll have towers along here as well, so I need a bit of a gap down here so that you can't just come off the road and start attacking the towers. You'll have to come all the way around here maybe. I might put like an entry point, say over here, so the towers will be at a higher height. The only catch is something seemed to be a bit weird. I ended up moving this vault over here, which really I want to be up here. So I've already got one here, and I moved one of them back because I don't know if that was messing up the gold supply. It's confusing. I'm just saying. I am tempted to actually move the trading post with giggles. Because the other thing that got me to think was that when I ever get invaded by private armies, usually the the town centre does end up becoming like the last resort, because people pile into there and start taking pot shots with arrows, and it's got quite a lot of health. So I do tend to survive. But the trouble is, if I take that out and put it up here, once the game's saved, if I put it up here, if they attack this main area, they'll just completely wreck the place. And I don't know if I'll recover from that. It's a bit concerning. Right, everybody's left the fort there, which isn't good. We've still got our cavalry intact. Those people have stayed. I'm down to one bowman. Woodsickles. Right, I think I'm going to put some more people in here. I don't know, maybe that's what wrecked it in the first place. It's not enough money to pay the soldiers or something. Right, we'll get those recruited. What about up here then? How bad is it up here? Because this is not, I mean, there's not that many troops to hold off against like a private army. That's my big concern now anyway. Right, actually that was probably a bad idea because it's winter time now. Ooh, speaking of bad ideas. Are these... Yeah, I did remember to move these, didn't I? So actually that might actually be a good idea. Because these were... These like tier 2 foragers, so they've got their own little garden to gather things from, whereas like tier 1 they've got to be next to a resource and they've got to go out and collect resources. They don't specialise in anything. So I did have 2 of them over here. They weren't really achieving anything, so they've since been upgraded to tier 2. So I've now got a forager collecting all of the items that we need. Bird. So we've got quite a lot of mushrooms. We're just about getting by on eggs. We've got no nuts. Might be tempting to have a bit of a look-see. Yes, there's a hawthorn bush there. Let's see if we can get another one built then. It's that one there. So if I plonk that on there, I can go out and gather some more, and then hopefully at some point I'll be able to upgrade that and get them to specialise in that. Is that, I don't know what the spoilage is for nuts. Like the fruit and what have you, I thought that wouldn't last particularly long. Right, so I don't think there's anything I need to build as such. Oh dear. Old age. Okay, we can accept old age. I mean, no, well, we have to accept old age, really. I mean, we haven't got the technology to keep people alive beyond old age. Right, how bad's this one? So this is affecting buckwheat, beans, and peas. So we're then going to be able to do cabbages, so we might be able to clear that. That affects leeks, which doesn't kick in at least for another season, so we might get away there. Resource-wise, we've got a shortage of willow, so that affects baskets. Although I do have somebody who specialises in willow, now that we're on tier 2, so I wouldn't classify that as a food, but... Oh, there you go. Interesting, so we produced 60, so we're only just getting by, so that might be something else to think of then. So where can I find willow? I think, yeah, there's some up there, there's a bit there. I think there might be some more down here. Way down on the map. Yeah, there's 2. The trouble is, this is usually a spawn point for armies. That would be a good place, but yeah, it's the armies I'm more thinking about. Same here, I could put one there, but I mean, maybe they'll spawn. I mean, I'll give it a try. I mean, it's possible they might spawn somewhere else. So we get access to, well, tell you what, that makes more sense to take it away from the river. Or the little pond, I should say. I mean, that's right there. We'll get access to a lot of nuts, a lot of willow, a lot of greens, a lot of berries. I mean, if we go... Yeah, the willow is more important. Let's plonk that one down there. We'll just set up a little dirt road. And hopefully not... Yeah, I'll just cut a path through there. Oh, it's too long. So that might help a lot. The only trouble is it's very, very far away. That's the only catch. Storage. There's no point. There's one thing I'm picking up here is it doesn't make sense to have storage close by. Like, I was having issues over here because of gold. I think it was saying there wasn't enough. That was it. These folks are spending too much time. It says transferring goods, but that's not necessarily what they're transferring. So they're not taking like gold ore, for instance, from here to here to this storage. So it turns out this storage might not have been worth the effort. So I've since just left it for any spares that might get picked up along the way, maybe. Anything that might be getting chopped down, I suppose. I mean, that wasn't... I mean, I suppose there's no harm leaving some firewood there. But I think the more important thing is just to get the transport, maybe like the wagoners, to take resources to the end point. Trouble is, I've got too many endpoints. Oh, there you go. So these places are halted. So if I click on the building, it actually says production halted. It doesn't tell you why, it just says production's halted. But that's basically because we've got too many clothes, I would imagine. So if I come to here, clothes, there we go. So I've got a cap of 200 clothes. The minimum will be about half that unless you set it otherwise. So until we drop below 100 clothes, these folks aren't going to work. Because they're not going to work, they'll go into the labour force. So for me it seems a lot more efficient, but for whatever reason it seems to be broken now. Or at least in terms of that deep mine, and I'm still scratching my head because that deep mine still has a problem, whereas this one's now working. So I'm confused. It's confusing. Well, it's confusing me anyway. Right, now we're getting the spring. If we go that way, it's kind of at an angle. That one's at an angle. So I'm just doing like individual cells because it seems to speed things up a bit. There's no harm flattening that, I suppose. Ooh. What exciting things have we got? What can we buy and what can we sell? Ideally, what can I sell? Right, oh, you want cheap prices, dude. You're killing me here. Now candles, now that is something. I keep forgetting we've got that. That's a really useful option now. Right, so really I'm probably going to have to buy things off you. Except you don't have anything that I need, which is a pity. Sometimes they've got, yeah, see, like sometimes they've got options where they'll buy it and they'll sell it, but chatting? Who are you chatting to?
Hello there.
Hello. Who are you chatting to? I'm curious. I mean, they're not working here because there's nothing to do. Which is fair enough, you know, I mean, I'm not complaining. There's nothing to do, then, you know. What if there's anything I've got and I can add in here then? Nothing jumps out at me. Because it would give them something to do, that's all. See, these are the things I need. Things like pelt. I just can't produce enough pelt. Even high coats, I'm quite happy to buy the actual high coats. Yeah, definitely them. So that's interesting, I've got quite a surplus of tallow now. I'll leave that because I think it's better to sell the end product rather than the raw goods, but... I mean, that would be useful as well if you could sell your animals. If you've got like an excess of animals, just sell them off. Ooh. Oh dear, what happened there? Old age, okay. Well, yeah, again, there's not a lot I can do about that. And when I say not a lot, there's literally nothing I can do actually, but... Let's see if we do to maybe there. Oh, didn't want to do that. But that's one thing I'm finding is the computer that's running this is, I mean, I'm running it on GeForce now, but it's a high-end GPU, but it's even that's seriously struggling. I mean, my cap is 1,500 people. And I've noticed it does take a lot longer to load the game now. I think that's something they might be looking into for 0.9, 0.7 maybe. Yeah, I think they did say performance was something they were going to try and help resolve. Because I've no idea how people are running it with, you know, 3,000 people. I'm struggling with just 1,500. That's my limit there. Right, they've done what they can do over here, so that's at an angle. Do that up to there. That's an angle, that's an angle. And that's a nice sheer drop there. But I'll still try and flatten a bit more. Because the idea is I don't want anybody just being able to come along here, for instance. Just go in from this side and then just go straight up the road. I mean, at some point I'll end up probably destroying that road so that I can force them along here. And I am tempted to start working on the lower section, but I'm trying to find out how to get this part working before I move on to the next one. So I've got them. You can see there's like, I mean, how much of a gap is it? 2. So there is one cell as a gap. So I mean, I could in theory start working on this, but I don't know how low it's going to be. I mean, oh, you're not stuck. You. Oh, it's Lethros. What has Lethros got? Has Lethros got... Oh, they're not very well. What has Lethros got, anyway? Oh, you're relaxing. You're contemplating things. You're visiting a neighbour. You're taking a break. I think that's something... Actually, I think that's something in the game they're also talking about adding in. Is so that your little NPCs here, they actually start going visiting the market and so on. I mean, I prefer them to actually be working, but at the moment there's nothing to actually do. It's like, well, you know, there's nothing else to collect, so... I don't know, that's interesting. I mean, interesting, just pure curiosity, is the fact that they're both selling candles and they're both offering a high price for them. I mean, the dilemma being is the fact, well, I've already sold quite a few and I don't really... I want to be able to buy and sell other things, quite frankly, but... Ooh, tools. Tools could always be useful. Should buy and transfer some of them. See, I've got so many swords, I need to sell them. Right, what do you want for, say, like 100 of these? We'll buy them then. Tools, heavy tools. I don't really need barrels, it's pelts that I need. I mean, I could go off and ask them to bring you know, more pelts. The only drawback is it's gonna cost me more money, and they'll do it next season. So if I don't though, I'm gonna be in trouble. So I better do that. Well, yeah, I better do that. Yeah, still I be. Right. You need a lot of bricks. So these are priority. Select the building. Let's get a bit of priority going here. I know that there's a lot of bricks that will go into repairing things. And I really want to get these upgraded because these have got... they've got 8 people working in there versus, what is it, 6? But I think they're also supposed to boost the production, speed things up. So aside from the fact you've got more people, well, then maybe that's what they're talking about. Maybe that's just, well, yeah, you'll get more produced because you've got more people. I don't really know. But this is what I need. I need a lot more iron ingots because that's what I'm struggling on. I don't have enough iron ingots and it's causing a major problem. I've managed to balance this out a bit where we're getting quite a bit of iron and more coal. Even though one of the deep coal mines is still offline for whatever reason, but at the moment it's iron ingots and hide coats is my big problem. Actually, I haven't said that. So is shoes and so is beer, because that affects people if they don't get entertainment. At the moment, it is entertainment's a big problem. Amenities and services. I mean, that's a thought. I think the theatre's upgraded. Yeah, the theatre's upgraded. We go around. I mean, I've got a Mayport. Well, actually, that's a thought. So I mean, 80-something% down here. So there's that there. It's 80-something up here. Otherwise, we're in the 170 over here. So I mean, what's your problem? So they're in the 80s and the... Oh no, let's see. Ah, right. So they're lacking spices. I don't know if you can produce spices. That's the trouble. Okay, so that's quite good. At least it's telling me something. Spices and food types. I mean, we're not getting enough mushrooms. Not getting enough... Oh, bread. Why is bread such a problem? I mean, we've got a bajillion flour. Ah, now bakeries. Now, how many... Let's see. Where is... If I was a bakery, where would it be? So there's the market. There's the public house there. Right, tell you what. If we do... I think that comes into food production. It's a barn, windmills. Nope. Ah, it's that one there. Right, so bakery. If I add one here. Interesting, that would have no impact on desirability. Suggestion there's a one already here. Because that is a... I mean, that's the public house. See, this is the trouble. It's trying to find a bakery in there. Somewhere I would like to think there's a bakery floating around there. Anyway, who have we got now? We've got... Oh, Scove the... Oh, that was quick. Scove the Butcher has actually turned up already with some pelts. I did not expect that. Interesting. Right. In which case, you've got 474 and you want the high price for them. Whoa, that's expensive, dude. 1,700. Jeez Louise. Well, I need them, so... Oh, you cheapskate. He wants me to sell clothes at a measly price. Right, well, what, I'll sell you a bunch of swords. Maybe that'll motivate you a bit more. It's like, what the heck? Oh, that's a thought. Hang on, how have I got 6,594 gold? Where's this 6,500 and something odd gold? There's none in there. I mean, there's half of it's there. So where is all that gold? I mean, is it sitting in these places? It's actually quite a lot. Huh? It does make me wonder where they're taking the gold. That's another part of the puzzle I'm trying to wrap my head around, is these people produce gold, but who's actually bringing it to here? Because I've seen labourers pick things up. I mean, who's that? Right, so you're a builder. Ah, right, so you're taking gold for the purposes of building upkeep. And I have seen labourers like emptying a storage facility, but intriguing. Right, so there's nothing else I can see that I want to buy. Oh, you've got nothing. He's got no more money left. Cranky, we've used up all of the iron already. Jeez Louise. This is a dilemma. It's a pity I can't like act as like a middleman and get them to buy between themselves. You know, like, you can do, and you can buy things off one person and sell them to another, but that's a thought. What do you want to buy? I mean, I can sell them more candles. Trouble is, I don't want to sell like encourage private armies on the doorstep. This is what's bothering me though, is why have I got all this money, and where actually is it? Right, leave that at that. So yeah, we've gone through a lot of iron. That's starting to bother me now. Right, I'll do that bit there. We'll have a quick peek around here. It's not exactly flat. Oops. Get them to do that. So just keep flattening things as they go along. So, well, that's turning into quite a drop. Let's go that away then. But ultimately, this will just end up as this big sheer. Well, so it is already a sheer cliff, but as soon as I started, I think I want to finish it. There's a chunk over there now. And there's a bit of a drop there, so if I do that as well. Start maybe there then. Yeah, we'll get them to work on that. So it's starting to work the way I intended. So they're literally going around the corners and working the way around. Just at the minute they can get up and down here. As I keep chipping away at the sides, they'll reach a point, and you know, once this gets at a much lower level, this will become just a sheer cliff and they can't do it. So that's the goal. But I think that this is going to take forever and a day. So beer, I just give up with beer. I can't figure out how to get the bees working efficiently because there's just too many. Let's think. I mean, if you cluster them close together, I mean, the bonus is just 20%. If you put them further apart, it's better, but then whoever's collecting this just takes... They're going to be scattered all over the map. I don't see how practical that's going to be at all. I mean, literally at all. Ooh, how's our field doing for problems? Oh, don't tell me it's spread. Stem rot. Stem rot applies to buckwheat, beans, and peas. That's what it tells you. It's interesting, like, because it's not just like affecting that one specific field. It can actually spread to other fields. So this is now at 100%. Just as at a time while we're actually growing them. This is kind of like a bit of an interesting dilemma when it comes to the rotation, because if you've got a field that's producing beans and peas that's got that disease, you rotate out of that the next season, but it's like the timing seems to be, well, then that one then starts that very same crop, and you could end up with that field then suddenly becoming infected. So this one's not, it's not actually using, it's not growing those, but so it's taking its sweet time to get rid of it. But hang on a minute, what's happened here? What happened to the soil? The soil's not sorted out properly. That gives it 10%. 10%. 10%. Right, now they should all have 10% once they've... Ah, no, that's interesting. So it's not boosting the cabbages. If I go... These used to all be... I'm sure these all used to be in sync. It's interesting that. So that's on 10%. That's too much for that one. 10%, so that's not getting a bonus. Interesting. Either I forgot to do this or something's changed. Ooh. But either way, my cabbages don't get a bonus. 10%, 10%. Doesn't even matter about that. Yeah, that's a dilemma. So that gets 10%, 10%, 10%. It'd be good if you could just do it at a global level and just say, look, just like tweak every single field that we've got and give them a bonus of 10%. That's interesting. Because normally I pick out the actual crops so that they're all ones that have got the same sort of like preference for the same soil mixtures. Bizarre. I suspect there might be in a field that changed. I think that's what it's probably been. Oh, right, so that one's now boosted. Some more people in there, thank you very much. Put some more people in there. Some more people in there. That's the blacksmith. Yeah, you could do with some sort of like very basic rules, just because I know that they made some changes to autofill professions. That could be useful if you could just say, look, just max them out. If possible. Actually, that's a thought. How much gold have we now got? Yeah, it's interesting. We just don't have enough gold ore. So we're working our way through gold ore a lot quicker now. So I've got one mine, or at least I did have a mine up here. Yeah, that's permanent. What happened to you? Old age? Okay, nothing I can do about that. Sorry. I'd like to try, but no, it's not possible. Oh, now what's your problem?
Need anything?
Well, I'd like to know what's wrong with you. Oh, you've got worms. Ah, right, because there's not enough shoes. Which signals? Well, that's going to be another deep mine. Right, so I've got a mine working on that one there. Right, tell me what. Ah, right, so that's it, isn't it? That is my limit, so there's gold here. There's gold here, there's gold here, that's it. So I've already got a deep mine here. Actually, now there's a thought. Why is it not showing that one? I mean, that to me is just bonkers. All I've been able to get is 27 gold out of that. I mean, that one achieved 29. Yeah, that's going to run out shortly. Foobar. Yeah, those two are going to run out and then I'm going to be seriously stuck. So they're already working on that. I don't see any other way to do it. So I'm going to get to that same problem the game really had before, which is that you know, like producing enough resources to get by. So hopefully by this stage you can do enough, like, for trading. You know, you can turn a good profit trading items. Now, why is that one? I think that's one thing I'm noticing. I think the fields are a lot more efficient than they used to be. I mean, the fertility on these fields is like 100%, so it's like, well, what else do you do with a compost? It's like you're stuck with it. We've like hit a plateau. It'd be good if you could get. I think other people have probably mentioned it in the forums, where it'd be good if you could get if you could expand these to like a higher tier, because they just get full. And it's like, well, if they get full, who's going to then, you know, they're not going to then go into here and start taking the waste out. I mean, what are the farms like? I mean, they've got a lot. Maybe that's the other dilemma I've got, is the fact that I've got all these animals producing a lot of compost as well. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I was looking for a bakery, wasn't I? Where's there a bakery when I need one? Ah, that's why it's a pastry shop now. Ah, right. So I've got one there, one there, one there, and one there. Ah, so there's only one person working there. Intriguing. Right, this will be a bit easier. Right, so there's one person working in that one. That could explain a lot. Right, let's double these up. Let's see how they do then. Because that was one thing I was definitely short on, was... that's only a little rinky-dink one. Okay. And there. Right, so hopefully then they'll start using up more of the flour. Although I'm a bit concerned about the grain now because I took one of the fields off. Because I at some point I had almost like 8,000 grain. It was just getting crazy. I thought, well, what's the point? I don't need that much, surely. But then, like, how much bread do you need? Because bread's going to spoil a lot quicker, surely. Usable goods, luxury goods, well, food. Dairy. Does that count as a luxury? Ah, right, pastries. No, it just says pastries. Yeah, you see, I mean, look at the spoilage on these things. We're producing way more meat than we need. Ah, now, so in which case I could probably do with more smoked meat. I think I've got one down here, have I not? Yeah, there's one down here. So they did manage to smoke things. The reason I'm putting one there is that's for these folks here, but... Tell you what, let's build another one then. So, food production. Smokehouse. Let's plunk that on. I'll put that one down there. Comes under roads. Go that way. It's in, why is that in pallet? That's a bit strange. Why wouldn't it let me do that? Ah, we've run out of stone. Ah, that's exactly what I intended to do. I've only just noticed that. Right. Now where the heck am I? I've lost the plot. Right, let's have a look. Now why is nobody picking that up then? Ah, presumably because they can't. Can you?
Yes.
Can you get over
Of course.
to there? See, why does nobody pick that up? What if? And that's a big what if. Because this came back to bite me before. But... yeah, we'll build it there. Will they then use the stone? Assuming I can click on it, that is. I can't click on that. Right, I'm right, I can't click on it. It's like, no, oh there you go, right. Let's prioritise that, because I'm trying... see, nobody's interested in building that. Oh, that's interesting, you're fishing in the... in a frozen pond. I didn't notice that before. Intriguing. I am intrigued. So what are you? Oh, are you a labourer?
Need something?
No, I was just curious what you were doing. So there is people. So as it turns out, it's labourers. They're going out and collecting items. But why is nobody picking that up? I feel obliged, you know, to not leave it lying on the ground. But yeah, better get this back up and running, otherwise we're gonna have problems. Hopefully, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say anything because I'll be inviting trouble if I do. What are these little tick boxes? Show all icons, show... oh, hide all. Okay. Intriguing. Ooh, we've done that bit right. It's spring, so let's get them working on that little section there. Go and chip away at that little area there as well. And we'll do this section. Right, let's get a corner from there and go up to there. Yeah, so at the minute there's only a few pet peeves that I've got, and that's we're not producing enough, like the hide coats. We're not doing enough for the beer, and that's affecting people. Irons are still a problem. So I think these are things I want to try. I don't know if there's anything I can do with the pelt coats though, or the hides. I mean the hide coats. I don't think there's much I can do about that. I can't seem to find a way to produce enough of those pelts ourselves, even though we've got, you know, big farms maxed out. We just can't seem to cope with the demand. So I'm heavily relying on the traders to provide that. It's the same for the beer and the iron at this stage. So let's look at the statistics again. Right, mining. Yeah, that's interesting. That we're producing 237, but we're consuming 431. So iron and gold. I think I'm basically broke as far as gold goes. There's only 2 mines left, and then once they finish, so that's these little ones. I'm not going to get barely anything out of these deep mines. That's a dilemma, that is. Right, what have you got, Akka? Or better, oh, I don't think you tend to supply the spices, do you? Unfortunately. Oh, that's stone. Let's not be interested in stone. It was. Okay, pine. I should pay for them. Sell some of those bits of pottery off. I'll get something out of that. Candles. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of reluctant to sell them. Tools. We'll buy some of them. I don't know, I'll just buy a load. Crikey, they're disappearing quickly. Fractured bones. That sounds bad. I think that's just a consequence of them working down the mines. Right, see what else we can chip away at here. So that we run that from, say, there to there. And I'll just get them to keep chipping away on this side as well. Right, how are we doing down here? Because this whole section needs, because the whole idea is to get a big trench down here as well. So keep chipping away at that as well. So that, right, we're up there now. So that's going to take like forever and a day. Resource wise, we've got, so we're not keeping up with that. So mining now, I've got like a bajillion people now, so let's start maxing out some of these mines and get them to store some of that. So get them to dig up the iron ore, because that'll probably help. Heavy tools, that's not good. That is definitely not good. I think she was selling them, wasn't she? Yeah, she wants a high price though. Right, well he doesn't have any, and I have no idea if anybody else will, so I'll buy some of them. Right, so Beldar the Peddler, have you got any spice? I don't think he's... It's usually not him who sells spice, it's somebody else. G.SKILL, the things he's selling me, the things he wants to buy are the things I want to buy from him. Ooh, right, the stone that we did have over here seems to have disappeared. That's a good thing. I think what I'll do is I'll release the stone out of here then. I need bricks. I could have sworn it was... Was it this one? Yeah, let's take them back out. So... I'll not store any in here for now. So hopefully that'll solve that little dilemma. Bakeries. How are the bakeries doing now? Food, luxuries, pastries. Still not quite enough. So let's crank them up to about 3 people then. Assuming I can find them. There's one there. Because there's no point putting people into a job. They're not going to end up doing anything. Put 3 in there. So they've already got 3. Right, let's see if that makes any difference. I think there was a pastry shop down here. That's a thought. How far does that one stretch? There it is there. So that one's there. Hopefully that's got the reach. That's one thing I would like to see, is if you could just click on a building and it would show you the reach. Otherwise I've got to pick a building out. Find out where that building is. So there's a bakery. So if you put a bakery here, it's got a reach of all of those buildings. That's fine. We come up to here. Now that's a thought. Have I got a bakery in here? Oh, there's one there. Right, that's the pastry shop there. Yeah, so it doesn't reach. There's a little shop, a little house in the corner there that doesn't reach. Or the one up there. So I could... I'm kind of like reluctant to put one in just for the sake of 1 or 2 buildings. Just thought, are any of these upgrade? That's another thing that could do with is showing you what is actually upgradable. We'll tell you when the certain buildings are upgradable, but we don't tell you when like decorations are upgradable. Can I put more in there and spruce the place up a bit? That's a medium plaza. That's 2. Oh dear, that didn't sound good. It's tab to rotate, isn't it? See, that one boosts desirability. Put that in there. Now that is a small bench plaza. Oh, we could do, yeah, that's a thought. Put a couple of benches in. Ah, corner bench. That could have been interesting. Ah, hold on, does that offer desirability though? No, it doesn't, so there's no point putting that in. Crates and barrels do nothing. Ornamental trees offer something, but they're square. Small shrubs? You could go with small shrubs. Just something to spruce the area up. Not literally with a spruce, obviously, but you know. Oh, Lethros. Where's Lethros? And that's the guild hall. He's not there. At least he shouldn't be. Oh dear. That sounded bad. Ooh, now that is good to see. I shall buy some of those off you then. That's interesting. We're not producing enough heavy weapons. Oh dear. This is weird. I mean, it's like, it's weird with a capital weird. I mean, at the start it looked as though everything was just going to completely fall apart. And yet, interestingly enough, now things are back to normal. So I don't know what's going on here. I'm confused. So our compost heaps are full. So that's a problem. That's going to be a real dilemma if people start getting ill. So it's still kind of like much of the same old problems. Like, I'm not producing enough iron. We don't have enough pelts to produce enough hide coats or shoes, which interestingly enough are difficult to buy at the minute. I'll have to see how we're doing in terms of the iron ingots, since these are now upgraded. But I think the focus for me is really trying to get this done, which, like I said, it's not particularly interesting to watch. That's my main focus, is just trying to level this sort of stuff out. So seeing as the game seems, touch wood, seems to be back to normal, I think I'm going to go back to doing this sort of stuff off camera. See where we get to. And who knows, by that time maybe the next patch will have come out. But where we get to with this is a whole new ball game, because it hasn't been easy. So, like I say, I'll keep chipping away, or at least these folks will, with their little spades. And then we'll see where we get to in the next episode.